Hi, my name is Diana Rocha. I am a contemporary artist that specializes in wood carving, oil painting, and watercolor, and this is Una Plática.
Una plática.
Una plática.
Es una plática.
Say plática.
Una plática. Una plática.
Well, I had a lot of limited exposure to art when I was growing up, and I started to research a little bit of artistic styles and see what artwork appealed to me. And I decided to research different artistic styles. So I researched it and I found Jackson Pollock's mural, the action painting, and I fell in love with that because I realized that not all artwork had to be refined or neoclassical in a sense. And it was so visceral and emotional to me. And that definitely encouraged me to start doing my own artistic journey through emotion and through my pain. I've been involved in the arts since about 1995. I was about 11 years old. At first, I started writing. So it was just kind of something that was a little gradual. I started submitting like drawings and a little bit of poetry. And eventually, in about 1999 is when I decided to start working in murals. I was just volunteering and participating at the time, and it was a lot of fun. And I really started working with helping others create their vision and also helping with the restoration. Yes, I do consider myself a Chicana artist. I grew up here in San Antonio, born and raised, and I have always had this deep connection with my culture. My work is based in not only techniques, so I do a lot of wood carving, low relief, and I also incorporate a lot of animals, a lot of nature, and symbolism of transformation and rebirth. So, and I also incorporate a lot of female deities as well from the Mexica culture. So that's I definitely want to incorporate a lot of cultural reclamation into my work, just so we can bring awareness and our heritage and culture to the forefront. Kind of. I actually look up to the version I will be in 10 years. So I kind of, to make a little more sense of that, I have a 10-year plan of where I want to be from here. I want to be a more community-based artist. I have already been, but I still want to get more involved. And I want to create my own gallery someday and show other artists who are also involved in cultural reclamation. And so I always envision or make decisions based on what I would need 10 years from now. Like, would this be a great experience? Would this be something that I need to do for myself? So I continuously make decisions like that to help myself in 10 years from now, because she's going to be pretty badass. Yes, I do. This organization is amazing in itself. I had an opportunity to participate in a couple of programs before, and the community is so welcoming and so kind and understanding, and they push you to encourage cultural reclamation, take pride in your culture. And I think that there's something incredibly valuable in that. I I do. Although all the programs are amazing, I will say that my favorite is the Dia de los Muertos exhibit. It's definitely my favorite. The idea that we have in our culture, there's nothing else like it where we celebrate a life lived. And there's something magical in that. And I think it's beautiful. The artwork and the ofrendas that they create, the artists do, they're so beautiful and creative, and they're so heartwarming. And you can feel that through when you're looking at their ofrendas. I would like to inspire other community members to embrace cultural reclamation by learning indigenous languages like Nahuatl, for example, or learning curanderismo, which is a healing practice in our communities. I want to help revitalize those kind of practices because we're not really so connected to that side of who we are anymore. And so I really want to be in the forefront of that, where I want my work to inspire that kind of journey for other people as well. Yes, there are many things. I think one thing that most people don't know about me is that I'm a big advocate for mental health as well. My journey started 10 years ago, and it started with a depressive episode, and I, admitted myself to get help. It was a temporary thing, but that's where my mental health journey started. So I want to make sure that our community has access to, programs of the sort because we struggle and we're told that we're meant to be incredibly, strong or go to church and, these things that do help on some level, but getting real assistance and talking to someone about these issues will help us grow. And I'm definitely an advocate for mental health. And I did end up getting a diagnosis for myself, and I have CPTSD. And I have embraced that journey of knowing that I struggle with it every day. And it's something that I will continue to fight to make sure that my journey and other people's journeys are heard as well. The community and the art. Art is everywhere in the community. We have it in the walls. We have it on, public art on the walls. We have many opportunities to submit your work to be in galleries or in shows, and everyone in the community is so welcoming, and I think that that's incredible for all the artists in San Antonio to have. So with Healer and Warrior, this is similar to a diptych. It's two different pieces in one, and the first part I started, it was round, and it actually has journal entries from my own journal through mental health and my own journey through mental health. And so I had incorporated questions of things that I would ask my therapist or things that I would ask myself. For example, is it considered rape if we did the act previously? So there are really poignant questions in there that you ask yourself because you question if it was right or wrong by someone that you really loved or cared about. So I incorporated that poetry, and they're actually burned and seared on the pages. So in curanderismo, you use a lot of water and fire to do healing rituals. And so I wanted to incorporate that kind of sense into that work as well. So I burned and seared the pages, and then I would spray water on them to wilt them. So it kind of creates this really old looking paper, and it really isn't that old. So around that, I wanted to create this idea of transformation and rebirth. So I cut down tree branches, and I put them around the circle along with little moths, if you can see in them. they are cut out and shaped and painted over, but they're from tree leaves. So I wanted to incorporate that into, this particular piece. The bottom part of the panel, it sits on three different wood blocks that I wood carved myself and burned into them, and those are indicative of the original man and woman that created us. And the middle piece is supposed to be a combination of both symbols of masculine and feminine. Now, the entire square, the rectangle pattern, has the Alin in there, and that's meant to indicate the Mexica culture. It's meant to display the erasure that happened with knowledge and the people who were massacred, and the knowledge that was lost during colonization. And there are panels on that panel. There's a wooden panels that are like sectioned off, and that's actually wood carved as well. And that is another symbol that is used to indicate time that passes. So that work is incredibly important to me. It shows the past and into the present, and showing my own journey through pain and kind of taking my power back in a sense.